Beat Voice from Geox. The voice-activated bracelet that lights up and lets you record whatever you like. With the purchase of a pair of Geox kids shoes, you'll get a free Beat Voice bracelet. Promotion valid from the 21st of July to the 29th of September at participating shops. Geox, the shoe that breathes.
We are made for play. Made for Mario Kart Turbo Start and Red Shell Rumbles. For flying high and diving deep. Mario Kart 7, out now at Argos. Only on Nintendo 3DS and 2DS. Made for play.
Star of stage and screen Simon Callow joins Aled in 5 minutes, and there's music from Anastasia. Weekend is after the ITV News.
Good morning. With just 11 days to go before Scotland decides, a shock new opinion poll shows that the Yes campaign has edged into the lead for the first time. A YouGov poll for the Sunday Times put the Yes vote on 51%, while the Better Together campaign, which is against splitting the union, was behind on 49%. Alistair Darling called the figures a wake-up call for voters. Luke Farrington reports on the last-minute surge in support for independence.
Time is running out for those in Scotland to decide, in or out. With less than 2 weeks before the independence referendum, signs that opinions are changing. For the first time, a YouGov poll for the Sunday Times has given the Yes campaign a lead, 51% in favour of independence to 49% opposed. Although the poll discounted the views of undecided voters, it shows a very significant gain for the Yes campaign. It comes a day after the Queen visited the Braemar Games in Scotland. Buckingham Palace aides have admitted there's a great deal of concern about the prospect of Scotland breaking away. It's been a tough week for the Prime Minister, but David Cameron has already insisted he won't resign if Scotland votes yes. The Labour leader Ed Miliband admitted in an interview with the Scottish Mail on Sunday there could be border checks if Scotland votes to break away. Alistair Darling, the leader of the Better Together campaign, said these polls can and must now serve as a wake-up call to anyone who thought the referendum result was a foregone conclusion. It never was. It will go down to the wire. But that wake-up call could come too late for the Better Together campaign, who've already seen a healthy lead slip over the last few weeks. With a matter of days to go, eyes are on those who live and work in Scotland to see which way they'll go. Luke Farrington, ITV News.
The ceasefire between Ukrainian forces and pro-Russian rebels appears to be under threat this morning after reports of significant artillery fire. Just 30 hours after the truce was agreed, Ukrainian forces apparently came under fire near Mariupol, where a petrol station was ablaze. There are also reports of shelling near the city of Donetsk. Here, police searching for missing schoolgirl Alice Gross have arrested a 25-year-old man on suspicion of murder. Alice, who suffers from an eating disorder, was last seen 11 days ago walking along a canal towpath in West London. Despite the arrest, officers say they are still treating the case as a missing person investigation at this stage. Commuter rail fares won't rise in real terms for another year. George Osborne has announced prices will only increase by a maximum of 2.5% in January, which is the rate of inflation. The Chancellor claims it will save season ticket holders around £75 over this year and next. Now let's have a look at the front pages of the Sunday papers. The Sunday Times has the Scottish independence poll with the news the yes vote is now leading for the first time 11 days before the referendum. The Observer says that Scots will be offered a radical new deal in a bid to save the union. Following the poll, the paper says that will shock Britain. The Independent on Sunday is calling the situation the independence crisis, with the fight now intensifying for support of the don't knows. Labour leader Ed Miliband would consider putting guards on the Scottish border if the country becomes independent. That's according to the Mail on Sunday. And the Sunday Telegraph says that MPs are set to get a 10% pay rise next year. The new head of Parliament's expenses watchdog says MPs' salaries will rise to £74,000 a year. In sport, it was a night of tennis history at the US Open, with both Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer failing to make it to the final. A delighted Kai Nishikori became the first Asian man ever to reach a Grand Slam final, knocking out world #1 Novak Djokovic. He overcame the soaring temperatures on court to beat the Serb in 4 sets. Well, he'll face Croatia's Marin Cilic, who's also in his first Grand Slam final after halting Roger Federer's quest for an 18th Grand Slam title. That is it from us for now. More on those stories at 12:10. Until then, have a very good morning. Bye-bye.